Hi, I'm Gary, and I'm here with John, and we're going to be getting saucy, because today we're going to be making
Bechamel.
Bechamel. Bechamel is one of the mother sauces, right?
Right, it is.
That means you can take this sauce and make a whole bunch of other things out of it.
Children, yes. Children's sauces.
That's right. And we'll tell you a little bit more about that a little bit later. But first, we want to talk a little bit about this sauce. Now, why would people be familiar with a bechamel sauce?
In America, they're not. So okay. I find that when we talk about bechamel, people are like, what are you talking about? Instantly don't want to do anything with it because it's French and they don't understand that. We call it a white sauce. It is the basic sauce that we can add 1,000 different ingredients to service whatever food that we're making.
Okay, fantastic.
Right.
So John is our resident expert here because you've actually gone to school, right?
I'm saucy.
Yes, you're saucy. That is true. But also, you've gone to school for this, right?
I did go to school for this. Okay. Interestingly enough, I don't practice except for at home and friends. You know, I'm a baker.
But you make some good stuff.
When you find your passion, it just comes out. It's cooking with love.
Absolutely.
So there you are.
So let's get started with our sauce. It's a bechamel sauce, right?
Bechamel or white sauce.
Bechamel or white sauce. And what is going to be in this sauce?
It starts with what's known as a roux, and I think a lot of people understand what a roux is, especially if you're cooking traditional New Orleans style cooking, Cajun cooking. They use roux a lot, so it's R-O-U-X. And there are 3 types of roux. There is a white roux, a blonde roux, and a dark roux, and that just depends on how long you cook it. So we're making a white sauce today, so we're going to stick with a white roux. A little side note about roux is the less time that you cook it, the more flour you're going to taste. The longer that you cook it, the more nutty butter flavor you're going to take out of it because there's only 2 ingredients. Butter and flour.
I was going to guess that.
You got it right. So guess what I did yesterday, Gary?
Yes.
I clarified some butter. And you don't have to do this. I just chose to do it. It takes out some of the solids from the butter, but we'll just jump in with some clarified butter because I'm a little freaky and that's what I do.
And so clarified butter is better?
It's just clarified butter.
Okay. So that's one of our ingredients for our roux that we're going to be starting with for our sauce, right?
Correct. So I said 2 basic ingredients, butter, flour. And we're going to start right here, and I'm going to let you start, Gary. Why don't you measure out 2 tablespoons of butter into your pan, and the typical ratio on roux is...
Heaping?
No.
Try to do it.
A tablespoon is a tablespoon. Now,
this is why he cooks, and I don't.
Here.
Okay, thank you.
So, I'm going to give you the exact measurements are 2 tablespoons of butter to 2 tablespoons of flour. I don't like that. So of course, and that's how they would teach you in culinary school. I'm going to recommend that you just eyeball it because 2 tablespoons of flour into this butter makes a very runny roux, and I like my roux to be a little thicker. So I'm going to show you what I mean by eyeballing that.
Okay. So I have my 2 tablespoons. Right.
Let's set it on some heat.
Okay. Of our clarified butter.
Yes. Just put it right there. Now, we don't want that to brown in any way, and since it's already clarified, it's soft, that's going to melt very quickly. So we also want...
you want that again?
We also want 2 tablespoons of flour. So if you would like to go ahead and measure out 2 tablespoons of flour and put in, you're not going to need a whisk or anything fancy, just your spoon.
Now see, this is easier to just have. That's better.
That is better.
Okay. It's all better with butter.
Everything's better with butter.
Yes. And so the flour, does it have to be a certain kind of flour?
Like a white cake flour.
Okay.
It doesn't. No, it does not. Another side note about roux, is the less time you spend cooking it, the more adhesive it is. The less time cooking it, the more adhesive it is. It will really thicken up your sauces and soups very quickly. The longer that you cook it, the less adhesive power that it has. Now, remember, I said this is going to make a runny roux.
You're right.
Right, and it's very, you can see that. This is
Roux's running.
This is not good. So let's try another tablespoon of flour.
Okay. So it's a little bit of trial and error sometimes.
This is perfectly fine. It would work.
Just kind of sprinkle it around.
Yeah, just sprinkle it in there.
So what color roux do we have here?
This is technically right now a white roux. This
White roux. Okay.
And let's try a half a tablespoon more, because you see that? I want it to be crumbly. There we go.
And it's better to add slowly than...
Yeah, because we're eyeballing it.
You can't take it out, but you can put it in.
All right, so white roux, blonde, brown. White roux is cooked 4 minutes, not 1 second more, or else the flour is going to start browning along with this butter, and it will start getting a nutmeggy taste. Don't want that nutmeggy. It's going to get a nutty flavor, right?
Nutty.
As cooked butter does. Blonde roux, 4 to 8 minutes. Brown, 8 minutes plus.
Okay.
All right.
So we have white, blonde, and brown.
Right. So let's set our timer for not 1 second more than 4, and we're going to stir this constantly. Okay.
Okay.
Now, while that's going, Gary,
Yes.
let's we have 3 cups of whole milk.
Do you want me to stir?
Keep stirring. Yeah, I said stir constantly. And look, we turned it back on it. It's always a pleasure at my charm.
So we're going to cook our milk.
We're going to bring our milk to a boil. Now, really important on milk, don't turn your back to it, Gary. Because 1 second your milk's not doing anything and it's sitting there being kind of lame. The second minute it's boiling over all over your stove. So the second that we start seeing it boil,
Take it off.
this is a little high. You don't want your butter really bubbling over here. So turning that down.
Okay, so we've been there 4 minutes.
Right. And so I'm immediately taking it off the heat and I'm putting it into, you can put it into a bowl or just sit it on a plate, but this is the pan we're going to eventually end up with the milk. And so I've added it into here. It's a cold pan. It's going to cool down very quickly. So we're going to bring that back down to a room temperature basically.
And this is our blonde, no, our white sauce.
White roux.
White roux. White roux. So do all sauces start out as a roux first?
Okay. Whenever I hear the word all, the word is never. Never. This is like when you hear the word always, the answer is never. Because we're going to talk about sauces from all over the world, Gary, and no, they don't start out with butter and flour. So if we were in Guadalajara and we were making a Mexican sauce, no, it would not. Or an Italian or a tomato paste or tomato sauce does not start out with a roux. No, not at all. But this is your basic sauce that we're always going to start a creamy sauce with, or a creamed vegetable soup type of ordeal with. There you have it.
Okay.
Not always, but most often. You can't go wrong with it.
Right. So it's good to know because you'll need it for several different options, but not for everything. So, okay. So now we have our white roux.
White roux.
Cooling off in our pan.
Cooling off.
Okay. It was being heated for 4 minutes.
Right.
Right. Okay. Now we're going to add the milk once it boils.
Yeah. We're just waiting on that milk to boil.
Okay.
Right. And as promised, look at that, Gary. It really bubbled up and it almost came over. I mean, it was like that as soon as it came in.
You were right.
I'm going to...
It'd make a good hot chocolate.
Yes, I will.
With that quick mix. That's what my mom used to do.
I'm going to let you stir, and I'm going to pour it, and you're going to instantly see that it doesn't clump. So I'm putting it all at once, and you just start smoothing it in gently. I just cleaned the kitchen. Seriously. I spent a day on this kitchen getting it clean. So you stir that in, and when you feel like that there's no more roux that's not incorporated into the milk, we're going to put that right back on to the heat. Now, while he's doing that, I'm going to give you the extra special what's going to season this. Does you realize right now we've not put salt or pepper in, and we could if we wanted, if we're super freaky about it, but I don't think so. So what I have here. Now, can you see, is that covering the back of your spoon when you lift it out? Well, of course I did on that one, but let's try this. Here's your test. That is really your test of a good start. It's covering the back of the spoon, and that's getting thick. So what we're going to do is put it back on heat in just a second, as you keep, because I can tell it's really getting thick. And it's going to get even thicker as we apply heat to it because it's a chemical process.
It gets thicker when it gets hot.
1 bay leaf, and here's a trick. And you don't have to do it this way, but culinary school really makes their money off their students by teaching them these little tricks. And I want you to take 3 whole cloves of whole cloves.
Okay. Of clove. Like a clove of garlic or something? I didn't know. Actual cloves. I'm with you now.
3 cloves.
This is why you're the professional.
Oh, a half an onion. Extra special points if you want to use a leek. But here we go. We're making this American style. And we're going to hold our bay leaf down by poking these bad boys in there, just like that. And it's guaranteed to fall off as soon as we start working it. But that's why I'm saying you don't have to do it this way, but feel free. And
looks fancy.
If you had something like this, you can always fish it out if it comes apart.
All right. What is that called? Like a fish router?
That's the technical term. So put it in there and keep stirring.
Okay.
Now, what we're going to do is put that back on heat.
Okay.
Medium heat. We don't want to burn or scorch this. We might want to even turn it down to a medium low. And here's where the difficult part comes in. We're going to sit here and watch that for about 30, 40 minutes, 3 hours. You can work on that baby all day if you want. The longer that you do off a very low heat without bringing it to boil.
Are you supposed to stir it or just let it sit?
You can just let it sit at this point.
Good, because 3 hours is a long time to stir. 30, 40 minutes is too.
It's just going to let the flavor of the bay leaf, the clove, and the onion. So now we have some extra flavors. How about that?
Fantastic.
I want you to do very scientific method of, I just go like this, a pinch of nutmeg. The smallest, even half a pinch, because nutmeg goes a long way. If you've ever had like eggnog, it's like it can overpower. And then, depending on what you're going to make with it, and we're going to have a really fun recipe coming up with this because we're going to show you how to use it, right? You can put cayenne pepper in there, and I mean just a little, because remember, flour, butter, milk, you're going to taste the cayenne. Okay,
Yeah,
so it doesn't
it'll be spicy.
So I'm going to let you stir all that in there really well. Okay.
That's my job.
That's your job. You're the official stir, because you stir shit up.
So we have, now is that part of the recipe or is that just your contribution?
No, that's official culinary school weaponry. That's the official bechamel breakdown. So technically, we're done. This is your bechamel sauce, but we want it to thicken up by letting it sit on heat for a while.
That's right.
So while that's
Thicker the
cooking, we're going to show you how to make something really cool with it.
Cool. What?
Guess what? I'm going to show you two really quick variations of this where we're taking the bechamel as a base and we're going to make two different more sauces from it. And it's really cool. Have you ever made a hot brown?
I've eaten.
Oh my God.
I've eaten hot browns.
Well, you're not from Kentucky. So it starts with a bechamel as its base, and then we turn it into a Mornay sauce. And so again, here's why people in America do not make Mornay sauce. They make cheese sauce. That's all we're doing. So let's start with an egg, and we're going to make sauce supreme. Don't want the white, we just want the yolk. Because we don't want to curdle this egg yolk when we put it in. We put some hot in there first. Now, Gary, would you mind stirring this into... Actually, you know what? We can bring this over. Off the heat. Don't forget that burner's on. It might burn you. Just go ahead and plop that in there for me.
Slowly or doesn't
No, just plop it. And then I'll stir quickly.
Okay. How's that?
Oh my gosh. Now the next thing we do, and this is going to be really kind of difficult for some folks to find, but we're going to add some really thick cream. And I know you've heard of creme fraiche. It's almost like sour cream, but it's thick in nature, like that. And we're going to add that in. And this is what we call sauce supreme. I can imagine this with some parsley in it, or you can put tarragon, and that would be delicious over like a chicken breast that's been boiled, or on a piece of poached fish. I think that would be delicious. You can put this on macaroni. You can Americanize this all you want. It's just amazing. So now that we did that, we have sauce supreme.
How long does that cook?
It's done, baby.
Oh.
It's done. We can put that back on the heat on very, very, very low heat because we don't want to have it sticking to the bottom of the pan, as it were. Now, I want you to taste this sauce supreme, Gary, and we can now at this point add salt if we wanted. We could put white pepper in there, whatever we like, because it's our frickin' sauce. Bernice is just gonna have to get upset. Look at that. Look at that beautiful sauce. It just doesn't get better enough. Now, careful, it's hot, baby. You can taste the nutmeg. You can taste the basil.
It is good.
Now, guess what? We're done with that. So why don't we make a Mornay sauce? Well, what's a Mornay sauce? It's a cheese sauce. So I have two different types of cheeses that I've ground up here. Now, you have to be very, very careful. This isn't going to be like a cheese sauce that's out of a can in America. We have, you can do any kind of cheeses you want. You can do cheddar, Parmesan, which we have some grated Parmesan that we grated ourselves here. And we have Gruyere, which is a French white creamy cheese. You can use anything like that you want. Be careful of those, cheddar is going to get kind of greasy because that's just the way it's made. Don't make this with pre-shredded cheese because that has more flour and chemicals on it to keep it from sticking. And it doesn't melt well. So, in we go. I typically say no more than a half a cup to start. But whisk the holy bejesus out of that, would you? Okay. And you can do this on heat or off. It should be warm enough that it's going to melt.
It's melting.
It's melty. Put some more in. Now, if it held that half a cup, go ahead and slowly add in more if you like. But this is where we're starting. So, what do you think, Gary?
I think it looks good.
I think we need to do one thing.
Okay. It looks creamy.
Let's go fishing.
You're going to take our
Right.
onion
Because
out?
we've had this actually in the studio working for quite some time. We've got all the onion we're going to get out of there and all the bay leaf. Remember I told you could go fishing.
And your cloves.
And my clothes. Did you see me?
Of actual cloves.
There, I saw a whole clove in there. So if you come across it, go ahead and get it out of there. What do you say we taste that one more time? Always using fresh spoons.
That's right.
That's what husbands are for, because they get to clean up the dishes later.
That's right.
Oh, there's that whole clove. There it is. Hey, yeah.
It's like a sea can find.
If we worked in a French restaurant, we'd be fired. But we don't, and the queen is not coming for dinner. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
So it's my sauce, and I'm gonna do it the way I want.
And I'll get saucy if I want to.
Forget about it. I like it. I like it. Again,
It's very good.
we can pop anything in we want in there. You could put garlic in there if you want. You could put parsley in there if you want. You can put basil, whatever you want. So go ahead and put that back on the stove.
Okay.
Voila. Gary, do you like ham and cheese sandwiches?
Yes.
All right. So in France, what do they call ham and cheese over there?
Le ham and cheese.
Le pork and fromage.
Fromage, that's right. That's cheese. Fromage.
They call it a croque monsieur.
Oh.
You know what that means?
A man.
It means crispy mister.
Crispy mister.
Or Gary White, of course.
There you go.
So, I've got the oven on 450, and we're going to toast this bread. Now, you know, if we've gone through all the trouble of making a Mornay sauce, and a sauce supreme, and a bechamel, we ought to at least cut the crust off. What do you say?
I say so.
So I'm just.
What kind of bread?
You know what?
It looks like a wheat.
It's a whole wheat bread that
Whole
I
wheat,
just,
yeah.
you know, there you are.
Yeah,
You
that's
can
healthier
use
for you.
any kind of bread you want. You can even use a baguette if you slice it long ways.
Is that olive oil, did you say?
And I'm putting olive oil on these, and we're going to just toast one side of it to begin with. So pop that in the oven, Gary. Pop that in the oven, Croaky.
Oopsie. Top or bottom?
Middle rack right there, top.
Okay, so we've made a sauce, but what could
We
the
turned
sauce...
into 3 sauces.
Exactly, if you don't get to eat it. So we're going to eat it, right?
Yeah, we're going to eat some.
Because we're going to make... What are we going to be making here with that sauce?
We're making ham and cheese sandwiches.
That's right, it's that crotchety man.
Crispy misters.
Crispy mister.
We're having Gary Whites for lunch. We're having the Gary Whites over for lunch. So I promise this is going to be the best dang ham sandwich you've ever had. So let's. What we're using was our bechamel base that we put all that cheese into. Well, first we put an egg yolk in there and made it and cream and made it a sauce supreme.
Right.
And then we added cheese.
Correct.
Which was Parm and
Gruyere.
Gruyere. You could use whatever kind you want. Stay away from Swiss; it's going to get too stringy. But so we're using that.
And cheddar gets greasy.
Cheddar gets greasy.
Okay, so this has been cooled down in the refrigerator, right?
What I did was I made some yesterday and put it into the fridge. And I was making this today, and it's the consistency of like a mayonnaise. It's really cool.
Yeah.
So first things first, let's lay some cheese.
Now we had some toast that we oiled up. We put it in the oven.
On 450 for about 10 minutes.
Okay, and so that's where we have our base, right? And we have Havarti cheese. Okay.
So first thing we're going to do is take this and just slather it on there. Oh my God! I just
Slather away.
I want to eat that like right now. And so you're going to want to do that on all 6 of those pieces.
You want me to slather?
Slath.
I'm a slow slatherer. Here, I'll do these 3, and then I'll start on the other side. So that way I'm out of your way.
And then what I got is Dijon mustard. And no, it's not Great Pecan. It's straight from our local grocer.
Okay.
You're getting
How's that?
good. You're getting good. So we're just going to put a little bit of that. Yeah. Some for every mouthful. Yay. I love that. And then our pre-sliced Havarti cheese. You can use Swiss. This would be really good.
Okay.
All right. Then.
So here, Swiss would be okay.
Yes.
Because we didn't want to put that in the sauce because it gets stringy.
How much ham can you tolerate on a ham sandwich? How much can you take? Some shaved
I think we've had quite a bit of ham already on this program. But
that was turkey. How about 3 slices, man? Just pile it up as high as you want.
That's right.
It's your sandwich.
There we go.
Now, I was telling Gary in the break that if you put a fried egg on the top of this sandwich, it turns into a croque madame, a crusty lady.
That's really appetizing.
Which is why we're not having it. Okay, now we're going to put another slice of cheese and flip that over on top.
Oh,
Got
okay.
it?
So we're making
Okay.
3. I got
We're
you.
making 3.
I got you.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Then get your
go.
sauce back out and slather up the top.
Oh. Oh, wow.
Oh wow, is right.
Okay. But I didn't use all of my slathering skills here.
You love some. Yeah, just there you go.
Is that good?
That's perfect.
Gonna slather a little more on there.
You're getting the feeling that you're not going to pick this up and bite it. You're going to
No,
actually
this
use
is
a
gonna be-
knife and fork.
Yeah. 'Cause
You're
otherwise,
going to be highbrow ham.
yeah.
Well, we used that whole bunch.
Was I? Maybe I was a generous slatherer.
You know what else I love using bechamel? I'm just going to keep telling you as it comes. Put a little dried mustard in there, or you can actually whip in some of the Dijon. Excellent on pork. And then you can use this instead of ricotta. Put this in your
Lasagna.
lasagna. It's, yeah, it's multifunctional.
That'd be really good.
Then
Okay.
take generous, way too generous.
Heaping.
And this is more of my Gruyere. Havarti would have been very good.
Oh, now we get
You can
both.
get that everywhere.
Because we have that in there. I've already now we have
Right.
Gruyere on top.
But you know me, I like a little mixture.
Yeah.
And I mean, just pile it up. Pile it up. And then in a 450 oven, we're going to plop that for a good 10-15 minutes. We're going to check it after 10 minutes, okay? So if you'll open the door, I'll slide it in. There we go. Turn the fan on.
And that is our, what's it called? Our Monsieur?
Coq Monsieur.
Coq Monsieur. With our supreme sauce. That's now cheese sauce.
Mornay.
Mornay. That's now Mornay sauce. So, as you saw in our program, we went from the Bechamel, which, well, we went from a roux first. We started off with our roux, right?
Started off with butter.
Right. All good things start with butter. So we started off with roux, with the roux
With
sauce.
a white roux.
White roux. We went to
We added our milk, which made the bechamel with the
Bechamel.
onion, bay, and
Clove.
cloves. Cloves.
Right, some clove in there. And then we became a supreme sauce.
Like Diana.
Yes. We were supreme. And then we went to
reigned
Mornay.
supreme.
Yes,
Don't
and then we
we?
got cheesy.
You know
Took us
what?
that long to get cheesy.
You know, I think even the best French chefs would tell you, if you don't understand the language, don't use it. Make it your own. Because every French chef in the world, when they first made the bechamel, added their own little something and called it something stupid. Or something, whatever.
Genius.
You know, and that's why we as Americans don't use it, and we're really missing out on some good techniques. So it's just very important that you learn some good sauce techniques, because everything grows out of the sauce. Cream of mushroom soup grows out of the sauce. Any type of vegetable soup that you want grows from this. So use the language you're comfortable with. I made a white sauce. I added some cheese. I made it a cheese sauce. You know, you don't have to go around remembering that you made a bechamel or a mornay or sauce cream. It doesn't matter. It's what fits you, your style, and your kitchen. Make it what you want. And you've heard that 1,000 times, and it couldn't be more true.
That's right. As long as you're getting saucy, that's all that matters.
Technique is all that matters, and get saucy.
That's right. So we're ready.
We are.
Bring it on out.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm hungry.
I'm ready.
all this preparing. Now we get to actually eat it.
Oh my God!
Look at that.
That. Oh.
Looks very, very good.
What are you gonna eat? You know what I love about this, Gare Cookie?
Yes.
Is we don't do this for any other reason than we want you to love and appreciate the techniques of making these things as much as we do. That's all. We're sharing our love.
Exactly. And so this is our lunch made with our various different sauces and some ham and cheese, and
I feel sorry you're not here.
Cheese on top. Looks good.
Yeah.
So continue to get saucy. This has been Gary White with
John Jameson. I thought you'd like to meet my family. Here's my handsome hubby, and he's been working hard all day, and he's ready for lunch, and I can't wait to see what he thinks. And my puppies. So I'll try it with you.
Yes. Yum.
I'm biased.
That's really good.
I'm in love with this. I could literally eat that every day. What about you, puppies? You want some?